film friends, friends of film, and everyone in between. Welcome to the Film Folklore Podcast. I am Jed Props, and I am joined today by Zoe Props.
Hello.
And Justin Sound.
Hello.
Chris, he couldn't make it. Do y'all happen to know where Chris is?
I just saw him. He went upstairs and then he took a left and then a right. And then I think his next turn was up your butt and around the corner.
Got him.
Where manure could be.
Where manure could be. You see, nobody says up your butt and around the corner anymore. It's a good thing.
There's a different manure every time. I do it.
Also, going around the corner just seems extra painful, you know?
Yeah, that's the point. Up your butt.
It's not just up the butt, it's around the corner.
It's also around the corner. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of corners. I mean, if you think about it.
There's a lot of corners.
Wow. All right. That broke my brain. So we're already back for another tea time at the Rumor Mill, and we're going to keep this one a little light and a little short because it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to anyone listening out there. So we wanted to bring a little lighthearted fun. And in the name of lighthearted fun, to kick off this fun-filled episode, we are going to be exploring the thin line between love and hate on set. Let's do a Find the Fake Movie Title. That's the spirit. So these are all relationship themed, I suppose you could say. Are y'all ready to play?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
That's good because this whole episode, y'all are going to be pitted against each other.
Great.
So I forgot to say there's a Thunderdome that's being constructed outside.
Okay, well, Justin has a gun.
Fantastic.
I don't. So.
No Valentine.
Yeah.
No, I got rid of the gun.
Yeah. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. That's all I know. All right. So the first title is The Hottie and the Naughty.
Okay.
How you spell naughty?
Nottie.
Okay.
It's a fair question. The second title is My Boyfriend Ate My Brains.
Okay.
And the third title is Mr. Wrong. And that's a W-R-O-N-G.
We're guessing which one's real, which one's fake.
There's 1 fake, 2 real.
1 fake, 2 real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hottie or naughty, Mr. Wrong, and my boyfriend ate my brains.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Mr. Wrong and boyfriend ate my brains as
Reals.
real.
Okay, so you're saying Hottie and the Naughty is the fake.
I don't. Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
All right, and Justin?
I'm going to say the same thing.
Okay.
Because I think I've seen Mr. Wrong at some point, or
Or maybe you watch Mr. Right and you don't know.
maybe it is Mr. Right.
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea.
I'm totally wrong.
Mr. Wrong.
They're sister movies. There's a sequel.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, so the answer is My Boyfriend Ate My Brains. Fake movie title.
It just sounded so stupid that I was like, well, that's probably real.
Naughty?
Correct.
If it was naughty, like N-A-W or
N-A-U-G-H-T-Y.
I don't know. That could have come from
Naughty.
like, remember Hot or Not?
Yes. So you're also about to be...
just call it hot or not.
It's not fun. That's not cheeky enough.
Well, it's going to make sense here in a second.
All right, come on.
Because only a movie this terrible could get this title. I do not remember this existing, but it's from 2008, and it stars Paris Hilton.
That makes sense.
You don't need
Now
to
it
know any
checks.
other actor name because they I don't know him. So, but
Probably her boyfriend at the time.
according to IMDb, the premise is that a woman agrees to go on a date with a man only if he finds a suitor for her unattractive best friend.
Oh,
This movie on IMDb has a 2 out of 10 rating. and look at the movie poster that I provided for y'all.
Oh, shit, yeah.
That's hot. That's not okay. Totally got it. Oh, her friend's not even that bad either. Just pluck her eyebrows. She's thin.
Well, and fix the teeth and the,
Nah,
I mean,
she's fine.
They gave her Billy teeth.
It's hard to tell on this screen.
That sounds like a tech
It
issue on your
is.
part.
I'm trying to see who produced this.
Not.
I can't zoom in that much. Oh, you're like looking. Okay.
Yeah, I can't. I would rather watch some of the horror stuff we were talking about earlier tonight than have to watch that movie. Or is it like a Clockwork Orange where you just subject them to torture, where you force their eyes open, they watch the hottie and the naughty?
God, 2%, man, that's low.
Yeah, 2 out of 10 is not good.
That's okay. Oh, on IMDb.
Yeah.
What's the
2
Rotten
out of 10.
Tomatoes? Though?
Oh, the Rotten Tomatoes, I'm sure, is
Probably
2%.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
2%. Yeah.
yes. You're not going to be far off.
Yeah.
So in 1996, there was also the movie Mr. Wrong, which is Ellen DeGeneres and Bill Pullman.
What?
And,
Yeah, no, I was thinking of Mr. Right.
I found a description by a Reddit user who goes by the name of This Girl Named Bree. She described the movie as Mr. Wrong stars Ellen DeGeneres as a straight woman stalked by Bill Pullman.
All right.
But the official IMDb synopsis says, a lonely single woman finds the seemingly perfect man to date, but soon regrets it when his deranged, possessive other personality emerges and she cannot convince anyone else of his Jekyll and Hyde true nature. 3.8 out of 10. Yeah. Also doesn't seem bad.
A movie about people not believing women.
I did.
Classic.
Oh, that's so. You're right. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
You're 100% correct. And as a man, I did not see that at all. No, that's a very, very astute and correct observation. Yeah, terrible movies. So
I like that you came up with my boyfriend ate my brains. I don't know.
actually, you know what? Credit to friend and industry professional Suze. That actually came from her.
Oh.
I randomly
Suze, our Suze?
yeah, our
Suze.
Suze.
Not to be confused with Suze has big hair.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Shout out to Suze has big hair. And the last time we worked together, I randomly would pit questions to her, and so one of them at one point was I want some fake movie titles, which what I enjoyed that she gave me a short list of some ideas, but she also had like parenthetical explanations. Like I didn't need the extra, but I thought
Just
it was
in
cute.
case. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because so it was like for this one, I think it said my boyfriend ate my brains (parentheses) a zombie movie obvi. So yeah, see it had a little chuckle.
What if it's not?
You know,
Just about some fucking Hannibal Lecter.
Suze, get in here,
Right?
So today we're going to discuss 5 iconic movie romances that either had real chemistry and fireworks flying or were quite the opposite behind the scenes. I know I said at some point a long time ago that I wouldn't do episodes on romances, but here we are. So I'm going to introduce the movie. Y'all will guess if it was real / good acting or just good acting, and then we'll reveal.
Okay.
So if we're going with the intro, your score is currently still 0-0.
Great.
Okay.
Good.
There you go. All right. Justin's plan to piggyback on your guess did not work out.
Justin's going to guess first now.
Just whatever I'd guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't win even when you agree with her.
Mr. Black.
So the first movie that we have is The Notebook from 2004, a Nicholas Sparks classic starring Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. Have y'all seen this?
Yeah.
I have not, but I know Nicholas Sparks.
We got one,
Yeah,
Zoe.
We did.
You know what?
We've seen it.
You know
You
what?
have it. Leave. Go.
Hey, 1 point each. 1 point each. There you go. So if you were to guess if that was just good acting or if there was real fling chemistry going on there, what would you guess?
I think it was just good acting. I don't know if they were together. I'm going to say good acting.
Good acting. Yeah.
Well, it's just, did they, hate's a strong word, but did they not get along, good acting, or was it real and good acting? Sorry, I should have specified it better.
Wait, okay. Are you, wait, well, let me.
Because either way, it's good acting, I think, because you're selling that the relationship is working. So the question is, did they not get along in reality and they just did their jobs very well, or that was not really acting as much as it was they're actually having an on-screen romance?
I'm going to say they didn't get along.
Okay.
Wait, they either didn't get along or they were like in a relationship, is what you're
There's
saying?
only two options.
Or is there a third option of they did get along and they weren't in a relationship and they're also good actors?
Or all of those things and bad acting.
Wow. All right. Well, it's okay. So let's back up a second.
All right.
Okay. So these are all movies where the romance is famous with the movies.
Okay.
So I think they're, this isn't exactly my cup of tea, which is why I haven't seen it. But I would say if I was to watch it, I would go, okay, I get it. Ryan Gosling, Rachel McAdams, hot on camera together, whatever. So the question that I'm pitting to y'all is, were they having legit romance on screen, or did they in fact not really get along and they just were professional in their jobs? So what that's saying in either or is the latter is basically, it could be anything from they absolutely hated each other to they just really didn't get along, and when the camera cut, they went to their trailers and avoided each other. So in option A, it's that's not, that kissing's not acting, that's option A. And then option B is, when they say cut, these two people get as far away from each other as possible for one reason or another.
Okay. But option A could maybe just even mean that they're just attracted to each other and not in a relationship. Is this a relationship question? I'm sorry. Don't ever play a board game with me.
No. I want to leave.
the rules.
We're leaving all of this in. So the 5 movies I chose are an either or.
Okay.
We'll say it that way. What you're asking could exist in another movie, but these 5 all fall one way or the other.
Okay. Oh, okay. I get it now.
Okay.
I'm just going to let Justin answer though first.
So Justin,
did.
yeah, Justin already did answer.
And yours was they don't get along.
I said they're good actors and they just don't get along.
They don't get along.
Because I think Rachel probably wouldn't put up with Ryan's stuff.
Ryan Gosling's hot as shit. I'm going to go with whatever the opposite of Justin is saying.
All right. Okay. So Justin's saying that they didn't get along, and you were saying that they had an actual romance and did get along. So
I don't know.
The answer is,
I'm just I'm going to say, I'm going to stick with my answer.
They hated each other, ... in the beginning. But things changed. According to a 2014 VH1 interview, director Nick Cassavetes referred to a particular day of shooting early on where Gosling pulled him aside, stated he can't work with McAdams, and asked if another actress could be brought in to read her lines off camera. That didn't sound very good, right?
But it's kind of jerky, my dude.
Leaving the actors to settle their differences between themselves, apparently it worked out because the two became a hot item and actually did have a dating a couple years after this. And this is so cheesy. Apparently it worked out because when they became a hot item, they had a very public kiss reenactment at the MTV Movie Awards after accepting the award for Best Kiss.
Of course.
Sure.
Yeah, it was all staged.
So, after all of
Really had
that,
a relationship.
Zoe gets a point.
Of course.
Up your butt. Up
And
your
around
butt.
the corner.
And around
Thank
the
you.
corner. Okay, so next on the list is the 1982 popular flick An Officer and a Gentleman, starring Richard Gere and Deborah Winger. I'm going to assume Zoe has not seen this.
That's the one movie I have seen. No, I haven't seen it.
Justin, have you seen Officer and Gentleman?
No.
Okay. But what I will say is that The Simpsons reference it. If you remember an early Simpsons, maybe season 2-ish, where Marge comes into the power plant and there's the tune of Love Lifts Us Up where we
Yeah,
belong.
when Homer leaves with her or whatever.
And then Homer picks her up
Yeah.
and then he goes outside. That's mimicking An Officer and a Gentleman's finale.
Okay.
So, in the end of the actual movie, Gere is in his military whites. He's going into the factory where Winger works.
Oh, he's the officer and the gentleman? Never mind. Tell me. I'm sorry.
Spoilers, Anyway, so he surprises her. They make out, and you hear "Love Lifts Us Up" where we belong plays, and he carries her out of the factory in his arms with other people cheering and everything. So, the only other thing I want to say about the Simpsons one, because I went to look it up. To rewatch it, I just watched the YouTube clip, and then I'd forgotten that there's a dialogue exchange that's in Officer and Gentleman. There's no dialogue exchange. It's just like, yeah, go get them, kind of
Yeah.
like. But in the Simpsons one, a random employee says, "What'll I tell the boss?" And then Homer says, "Tell him I'm going out to my car with the woman I love, and I won't be back for 10 minutes." It's so good.
Officer. Wait, so he's the officer and the gentleman.
Sure.
It's
So
not a gay story.
So no, it's not.
Interesting.
So back to the movie. Richard Gere and Deborah Winger. Did they get along? Not get along.
They did not.
Justin? What y'all can't see is Justin's
was gonna say
eyes
it.
darting at Zoe,
That was my line.
trying to read. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say they liked each other from the jump and got into a relationship.
They did not get along at all.
Oh,
Deborah Winger was a difficult actress back then, by some accounts, but even by her own.
Who is Deborah? Who is
Yeah, I
Deborah
don't know.
Winger? Yeah.
Oh, she was a big time actress in the 80s. When I was younger, I used to get her and Sean Young mixed up, but they kind of had similar careers. They were just leading ladies in their times. Deborah Winger, Legal Eagles, I used to love with Robert Redford. That was a fun movie. Officer and a Gentleman. She's been in a ton of stuff. I'm just blanking on more.
All right.
Sorry if I'm insulting Deborah Winger because she was a good actress in her day.
Yeah.
But she even admitted by her own account. She said she's always been open about the on-set tension. Richard Gere, in his part, has never really publicly acknowledged it. But in a 2021 interview with The Telegraph, Winger addressed her infamous comment that Gere was a, quote, brick wall co-star, stating, quote, "I probably could have come up with something nicer," end quote. However, she claims Gere has never let her forget the insult. And she said, quote, "When I run into him, he says, 'Are you still saying those things about me?'" She admitted. So, what's that? 2 points now for Zoe. All right.
I'm sorry.
Third movie up today is the beloved 1987 movie Dirty Dancing, starring Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze. Have y'all seen this movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Guess what? I've never seen Dirty Dancing.
Have you seen any of these? Or you've just seen the gentleman scholar?
I've seen Officer and a Gentleman once.
Officer.
Yeah. I've seen the gentlemanly officer guys scholar factory show. Yeah, it's like dirty. It's kind of like when you've said before, like you know a lot of things through let's say Simpsons reference. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Dirty Dancing is one of those movies. I feel like I have seen it, even though I haven't seen it, because I've just seen so much of it in clip form, in parody form, and so. I mean, I know more or less what it is. I know Baby and Johnny are the main two, right?
I don't remember. I remember
Which
Baby.
one's Baby? No,
I'm
kidding.
bad at knowing stuff. Yeah.
So, the on-screen chemistry between Baby and Johnny was quite real. But what about the actors in real life? Any guesses?
I'm gonna say no.
Going for real. It was all real.
It was all real. All right. The answer is they, in fact, did not get along at all. Both Swayze and Gray would go on record years later commenting on the experience. The contention between the two began on the set of Red Dawn, where they met, and picked up where they left off on Dirty Dancing. In his 2010 memoir titled The Time of My Life, Swayze revealed that he thought Gray was immature during filming. Quote, she'd slip into silly moods, forcing us to do scenes over and over. She seemed particularly emotional, sometimes bursting into tears if someone criticized her, end quote. Gray told her side of the story 12 years later in her memoir, Out of the Corner, writing, I don't know why that's as funny as it is, writing that her reaction to Swayze's casting in Dirty Dancing was, quote, please, no, not him, anyone else, please. Gray admitted that Swayze ultimately convinced her to change her mind about his casting during a screen test. She said, he pulled me down the hall and said to me, I love you, and I'm so sorry. I know you don't want me to do the movie. Despite his apology, the pair's rift wasn't fully mended while filming the 1987 classic. Gray wrote, quote, the sexual chemistry between Baby and Johnny was everything, and I was not feeling it. How was I supposed to trust this guy? I couldn't help but sense Patrick's impatience with me in rehearsals. It freaked me out to feel I'd finally gotten it with Kenny Ortega, the film's choreographer, and was ready to go, only to find out that with Patrick, I didn't have it at all. She added, the tension between us fed a certain real-life struggle and energy into the movie, end quote. So it's safe to say they did not have the time of their life.
They didn't. Oh, I feel bad for her.
All right. Was that 13-0, something like that? Okay.
Yeah.
So the next two are worth 2 points each.
The only way I'll come back.
Yeah.
All right. So next up is the 2011 Marvel installment, The Amazing Spider-Man, starring Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. Have y'all seen this Spider-Man?
Yes.
Justin?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. It was kind of a confusing period for Spider-Man movies, like, because there was the weird, like, Fox still owned Spider-Man, even though Marvel got bought by Disney, and then this installment didn't do too hot, so then they rebooted with Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland, yeah.
So this one just sort of was its own little microcosmic Spider-Man. So as far as Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone go, any guesses?
Justin, I'll let you answer first.
I'm gonna say it was. You know what? I'm going full romantic. It was real.
Okay, all right.
And they also they did the same thing as the first group, and they reenacted it at the MTV Movie Awards.
Okay. If you're right, you get another 4 points. Sure.
I don't know that they reenacted it. I'm pretty sure but yeah, they were together.
All right.
Oh, that's right. That was Tobey Maguire's kiss.
Yeah,
right?
that was Tobey
the upside
Maguire's
down
kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually happened.
In June,
But they were
2000
together, Emma and
Andrew.
Homeboy, right?
In June 2012, Garfield confessed to MTV News that he instantly connected to Stone. Quote, we got on really well as people in between takes. That was the fun stuff. In between, we just mess around and I felt, this is different. I wasn't really aware of what was happening in the screen test. She keeps you on your toes and that wakes you up. That was the beginning, end quote. He went on to describe how overjoyed he was when Stone accepted the role. Quote, obviously, I was so happy that she got the role and decided to do it. There are those days I'd look forward to, you know, for my character Peter as well, because Peter goes through some horrible stuff in the movie. There's some joy to be had when experiencing his first love, end quote. And although they split in 2015, they still remain close friends to this day.
Love.
Love.
There you go.
True love. So this last one is worth 8 points. So, unlike the other ones, this is a arguably forgettable movie from 1993 called Sliver, starring Sharon Stone and William Baldwin.
Okay.
Have y'all seen this movie?
No.
Yes.
I think every guy
Yes.
over a certain age has seen this movie.
Yes.
They were kind of not kind of. They were totally capitalizing on the Basic Instinct sexiness that Sharon Stone had just, gotten from.
I never saw that either.
Basic Instinct?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what it is, right?
Yes.
It's a movie about not wearing panties. that's the movie.
okay.
No, it's actually a murder movie that gets distracted by a lot of Sharon Stone's sexiness.
It's a sexual thriller.
Yeah, right. Because that was this era too. That was the erotic.
Oh,
thriller.
sure. The Simpsons
Yeah,
make fun of that with Willie.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. There you go. Yeah. See, I don't need to watch any movie.
Okay, that one I'll give you, but I feel very confident that The Simpsons did not parody Sliver.
Sure.
But yes, you are correct with the Willie. So in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, they've also done Willie's kilt with the Marilyn Monroe subway vent. They've done that with Willie's kilt as well. They've gotten a few Willie underwearless.
I mean, the joke, don't they not wear underwear into those things?
Yeah, well,
right?
I mean, real Scottish men.
Yeah, they keep it flopping.
Right. I saved the best for last because this one's interesting. So, any guesses before I reveal?
What you got?
Going all in. I'm saying they were in love.
You're going for love. I'm going for no love because
love.
I don't know and I have no context. So I'm just gonna say no.
Yes,
and mostly just to disagree with.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
And Zoe, kind of like when someone plays a sport or a game for the first time and they have that beginner's luck. You have a perfect score today. So, in her 2021 autobiography called The Beauty of Living Twice, Sharon Stone recalled that she was told to sleep with Sliver co-star Billy Baldwin to improve his performance in the film. Gross. That's me talking.
Wait, back up? Sorry.
Yeah. She stated that one day when she, quote, should have been on set, end quote, she was told to meet producer Robert Evans in his office to discuss her chemistry with Baldwin. She said, Evans running around his office in his sunglasses, explaining to me that he slept with Ava Gardner and I should sleep with Billy Baldwin, end quote. Because if I slept, sorry, not end quote, because if I slept with Billy Baldwin's performance would get better. And we needed Billy to get better in the movie because that was the problem, end quote. She continued, if I could sleep with Billy, then we would have chemistry on screen. And if I would just have sex with him, then that would save the movie, end quote. So Stone refused and was shamed for it. And the real problem in the movie was me because I was so uptight and so not like a real actress who could just fuck him and get things back on track. And the real problem is that I was such a tight ass, end quote. I think there's some sarcasm there.
Oy vey. Oh, that's sad and shitty.
Yeah.
1993, different world. And I mean, this is her claim and
also,
her book,
dog, why don't you just be a better actor?
Yeah.
The guy.
It sounds very earnest and real, though.
Oh, I mean,
the way she
yeah,
says it.
I
we
mean-
know because of Harvey Weinstein,
Yeah.
if no other example, we
Yeah.
know this kind of stuff happened,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, the casting couch didn't get its name for anyway.
Feel pretty stupid about that answer now, huh? Just
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it's Valentine's Day, so I thought I'd be romantic.
Oh, don't worry.
Believing in
Don't
love.
worry. There's more coming. Baldwin fired back to these claims in a tweet. Quote, not sure why Sharon Stone keeps talking about me all these years later. Does she still have a crush on me, or is she still hurt after all these years because I shunned her advances? End quote. And then in a new quote, he says, I have so much dirt on her, it would make her head spin, but I've kept quiet. He continued while claiming that he had asked Evans to, quote, allow me to choreograph the final sex scene so I wouldn't have to kiss Sharon, end quote.
Oh.
He ended I guess that wasn't the same tweet. I was wrong. He ended the tweet. That's a long ass tweet.
Yeah.
He ended the tweet with a threat. Quote, wonder if I should write a book and tell the many, many disturbing, kinky, and unprofessional tales about Sharon. That might be fun, end quote.
Oh, man, dude.
Yeah,
that's a
not the
sad,
time.
insecure...
When did he tweet that?
He's tweeting
when
this.
Twitter was a thing.
Well, and also this is her, she wrote her book, and then he's responding to her book, 2021.
Oh, not that long ago.
So
also, it's a weird thing for
also,
him
he has
to...
no career anymore. His career's
Yeah.
dead for years.
Yeah.
But that's a weird thing to get defensive about, especially when, like, her higher up was telling her that she should sleep with him. She wasn't accusing him of asking that. That, like, honestly, it's just like, I don't know.
She threw in there was that he might have been a bad actor.
Yeah.
She called him a bad actor, but she was really putting the onus on the producer Evans as the one trying
for asking
to prod her to go get prodded.
Which also tells me that, like, that homeboy was in on that and feels stupid and now needs to.
Yeah. Some interesting finishing notes on that. The writer of the movie would later claim that Stone bit Baldwin's tongue intentionally during a kissing scene. When he made the allegation, she responded to the allegation as, and I'm paraphrasing this, I didn't realize Joe, the writer, was a comedy writer. But allegedly, Billy couldn't talk for a week.
Ugh, whatever, dude. Those Baldwins gotta get together, man.
Not surprising. But the two would never work together again. So I wanted to ask one little question for this one particular, and you've kind of started to answer it, but who do you think is right here, or do you think it's a little column A, column B?
What, Sharon Stone?
Well, the accusations between Stone and Baldwin.
Who do I think is right?
Yeah.
Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
Stone, yeah.
I mean, she did. I mean, again, she wrote a book that doesn't necessarily make it, gospel, but it does give her some credence that she's like, I took the time to put all this stuff down, instead of like a tweet or something like that. Yeah. Now, if Billy was to get petty and start dishing some dirt, who knows what he claims or whatever. But I think I agree that it feels more that Billy's a little butthurt. Evans was a gross old school producer, and Sharon was unfortunately a product of her time, where that kind of shit was still going around, even though obviously they knew it wasn't right.
Yeah.
But they were clearly a lot more candid about it than now.
But also, dude, like that tweet sounded like really gross and accusatory, and I don't know, kind of not cool. That's not the way to handle that.
Just like don't even like it's not even your conversation. It's just
what?
They're just like you get
do what
mentioned.
Richard Gere did.
Yeah.
Don't say anything at all.
Yeah. Shut up. Shut up, idiot.
Actors in that Twitter.
But he might not have a
if you get accused
PR
of
team 'cause he doesn't have
gerbling, then you probably got to address it at some point.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Call back.
Yeah.
we
Gone gerbling.
There's a whole Wikipedia on it, people. So let's see. Final score is 96-0, and
because it multiplied each time.
I don't math too good either. So Final thoughts. We just wanted to have a little lighthearted Valentine's treat for y'all, so we can get to our own Valentine's relationships, whatever those are. And if you didn't like this, I do want to say, don't worry, we're not going to be covering sappy gossip, actor
Nope,
gossip.
it's nothing but a love show now.
Yeah, exactly. What we need is another show about but any other final thoughts as far as on-set romances or these movies in particular?
I love when actors secretly hate each other and openly. Though
I like the open beef.
Yeah.
Well,
I like hearing about it and nobody knows, and you talk to your film friend and they're like, "Oh man, they said this," and I'm like, "Oh, this is You know what I mean?"
And we know some saucy stuff.
Oh,
that
we know
alluded
some
to.
saucy stuff,
And like
not
we've said
love
before-
sauce, bad sauce.
Yeah, it's bad sauce. Definitely was a poop pie was baked for that. It was yeah. Anywho's, so Justin, did you have any final thoughts?
Nope, can't top a poop pie.
Fair. Okay, so I guess the only thing left to do is to listen to Zoe now.
Do you like what we're doing here? Do you have thoughts, comments, questions? Maybe you have an idea or suggestion for topics you want to hear about? Well, you can find us on the interwebs. You can email us at filmfolklorepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on the social medias, Instagram being Film Folklore Podcast. We have a Facebook group called Film Folklore, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, at The Film Folk. And yeah, thanks for joining us today.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thanks, bye.